Happy Monday and welcome back to EBW TV's Live and Local on January 27th. It is really good to be back with you all. We missed you last week, but appreciate all the feedback that we were able to integrate into the show. You'll see we've got a new set and some new things coming this morning. We're back with more giveaways, fresh ideas, and lots of exciting things that you'll see in the coming weeks. If you're tuning into Live and Local for the first time, I'm Carly Hurley.
And I'm Sean Hurley. It was a fun-filled weekend here in the Blue Water area. Were you able to check out Chili Fest?
Yeah, a big event in downtown Port Huron. I would say it was pretty awesome, good entertainment, and maybe you checked out the Gobies on Saturday night because I heard they were pretty good. If you missed them, some good music you did miss.
And of course, there were many kinds of chilies to pick from too. I know I must have sampled at least 4 or 5.
It is always fun. There's a little something for everyone. Lots of events going on around the area, even in wintertime. So a big weekend in Port Huron.
Yeah, this weekend in particular had a ton of fun stuff, like the Scottish Burns Supper. Andy Naraki covered it, and we'll get some more highlights and find out what it is all about.
Yeah, that event, I had no idea it was such a big thing, but it's been around 10 years. So looking forward to that story, and it'll sound even better with Monday morning coffee from the Exquisite Corpse Coffee House, and maybe even a donut from Chef Shell.
That sounds pretty good. Those are a magical combination on Monday morning.
Yeah, if you've never had a Chef Shell's donut, you definitely need to. And there's a lot to cover on Live and Local today, so let's get to it. Our first story is about a downtown shop that's expanding and moving to a new location, which will open up a new storefront downtown. So always a good way to start off a Monday, right? My Passion, a women's clothing and gift shop in downtown Port Huron, is moving down the block to a bigger storefront. Anita Vardy, owner of My Passion, currently at 217 Huron Street, said that since opening in June of 2019, she's outgrown her small storefront. The boutique will be moving down the street to the former Port Huron chiropractic space at 229 Huron. The chiropractic office is now moving to Marysville. My Passion's new location is in a large historic space that's connected to Kate's Downtown, a popular cafe. Vardy said that she didn't want her store to start looking cluttered with her growing inventory and jumped at the chance to expand into a bigger space on what she claims the perfect block in downtown. With the opportunity to collaborate with Kate's, an added bonus, she says. Vardy has started the renovation and hopes to be into the new space by March 1st. She's looking forward to adding to her inventory and Michigan artists, which are also a prominent feature in the store. She hopes to incorporate the possibility of offering classes such as necklace making in the future, which she says is an opportunity with the larger space.
Well, more opportunities coming to downtown Port Huron.
It sounds like it. New businesses, the new location is going to be a good opportunity for new products and services. And then that old location, it sounds like maybe we'll see a new business downtown.
Yeah, and we've got another new building that we can look forward to seeing in 2021. A new assisted living facility will break ground this week in Port Huron. The 43,000 square foot Bridgewater Terrace Assisted Living Project will be located near Lake Huron Medical Center's campus and cost upwards of $9.5 million, featuring 44 units. The proposed development by Leisure Living Management came shortly after a visit to tour the city that was initiated by Port Huron City Manager James Freed. The company filed an application of proposed site plans with the city in July 2019. The Grand Rapids-based Leisure Living Management owns assisted living and memory care homes throughout the state. The slated Port Huron site is just under 7 acres and will be located at 1403 Catherine McCauley Drive. Freed said that the city has a focus on attracting young people, but also realizes the need for retaining the elderly population that is just as important because they are the economic drivers. He said this development will also allow folks to age in place in the neighborhood they love. A ceremonial groundbreaking on the project will be held by the the Blue Water Area Chamber of Commerce Tuesday, January 28th, beginning at 11:30 a.m. with a formal program taking place at 12 p.m. Freed said the project should be completed in 12 to 15 months.
Well, new developments seem to be a theme this morning, and with them they bring opportunity, jobs, and oftentimes stability.
Very true, and added care for those who maybe can't care for themselves is always in demand.
Well, the movement for preservation just got a little bit larger in the Blue Water area. A group of volunteers who call themselves Friends of the Fort Gratiot Light started work this weekend to restore and renovate the retired United States Coast Guard Station building to its original 1930 state. It's estimated that the effort will cost approximately $500,000 and take several years to complete. The group originally gathered to get a scope of the project earlier in January, where they unveiled a mural that was discovered as paneling was taken down in what will be restored as the radio room. It's intended that the mural, a 44-foot motor lifeboat on a rescue mission in rough seas on the lake, will be preserved. One of the participants in the evening, Rudy Slaup, was retired from the Coast Guard and actually served on the boat when stationed in Port Huron. The restoration group championing the project first assembled with a focus to financially support restoration on the oldest lighthouse in Michigan, the Fort Gratiot Lighthouse. Once that goal was met, the focus shifted to the other historic buildings and the grounds of the park. This created a growing opportunity for volunteers to fulfill their passion by continuing fundraising, along with supplying physical labor and guidance in the restoration effort. The Friends of the Fort Gratiot Light will be holding work parties at the building on Saturdays to complete the work on the former Coast Guard building. More information can be found on the Friends website at fortgratiotlight.org.
It'll be exciting to see the Coast Guard station fully restored.
Yeah, I think that's so interesting, a group of friends getting together, just giving of their time to make a difference in the community. So the Fort Gratiot Lighthouse restoration was amazing, and I'm sure this restoration will be as well.
Yeah. You know that saying, when one door shuts, another door opens? Well, that's especially true for a local jewelry store. Lawrence Jewelers' location in Birchwood Mall has closed. According to John Askew, the closure is strategic. After opening a brand new 6,000 square foot facility in Fort Gratiot Flag Plaza last March, the Birchwood location's closure, says John, is in preparation for the future as they continue to grow and expand. The former Lawrence storefront, which closed after business Saturday, had been in the mall for 15 years. Since opening in March 2019 at 4023 24th Avenue, Lawrence had shifted sales in the Birchwood location to an outlet format. Askew said the outlet process will now be continued through the company's website and social media platforms. In the new space, Lawrence has expanded its offerings to include bigger brands such as Shinola and Hearts on Fire, while also hiring a second jeweler for custom design work.
Well, lots of developments. That's the theme for this morning. Opportunities and events taking place. So if you think of an event that should be newsworthy, make sure to share it with us.
Yeah, we rely on our viewers to make sure we cover all of the important stuff. So make it a point to share it, and you can always reach out to us by email at news@ubw.tv or call a text. Or call us at 810-434-4175.
I'd say it's Monday morning.
Yeah, it's Monday morning.
When we come back, we'll learn a little something about the Scottish Burn Supper thanks to our very own Annie Naraki.
Yeah, we'll be right back after these important messages.
Have a special occasion or maybe just want to cheer up a friend? Christopher's Flowers designers are always eager to fulfill your unique request. Stop into the Design Center on Hancock Street or visit online for the latest ideas. Christopher's Flowers, designing from the heart.
Adventures await you at the award-winning DoubleTree by Hilton Port Huron. Experience the breathtaking view of sailboats and freighters, framed against the background of the impressive Blue Water Bridge, all from the comfort of your elegant guest room balcony. Planning a wedding? The DoubleTree by Hilton has the perfect setting to celebrate a marriage with its wonderful landscaping and beautiful reception area. So whether it's a romantic getaway, a family vacation, or a company outing, sweeten it with a view to remember at the DoubleTree by Hilton, Port Huron.
And we're back, and as we mentioned, it's Monday morning.
Well, lots of events we've talked about taking place over the weekend. Many of us know about Chili Fest, and some of us, though, may not know about the Scottish Burns Dinner. I know I wasn't very familiar with it, but when I had a chance to get a look inside, it's pretty interesting. So here's Annie Naraki to show us a little more.
Kilts, bagpipes, and dancing. A local group celebrates the traditions of their roots with a night filled with Scottish heritage and history.
Well, it's important for everyone to celebrate their own heritage because that's where we came from. That's where we got our stories, our morals, our ideas, our just general philosophies on life. And we're here today to celebrate Robert Burns. He's the Poet Laureate of Scotland. He died a little over 250 years ago. But we've been having these dinners here for 10 years now. We start with dinner, and then we read some of Burns' best-known poems. We're going to have some haggis.
Everybody usually turns up their nose and goes, oh no, they hear all sorts of things. What it is, it's a sausage that represents a roast, because the Scots at the time were so poor, they couldn't have a roast, but they made a roast sausage. And that's what the haggis is. It's kind of like stuffing. It's really quite nice.
We're going to have potatoes and turnips, but we call them tatties and neeps. And then chicken and onion soup, which of course we call cockaliki. And then the trifle at the end is called the tipsy laird. Then we do some Highland dancing. We have a national champion Highland dancer come in. Then after that, we give the toast to the lassies, because Burns was nothing if not romantic. He wrote a lot of his poems about women. He loved a lot of women. And then the lassies have a chance to get up and give their reply. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, the reply from the lassies is much funnier and better than the toast to the lassies in the first place.
The whole idea of a Burns supper has been around since 1800. And every year since 1800, Scots around the world have celebrated Robert Burns' birthday in this fashion. It's a prescribed format, and there are certain poems that need to be recited. There's dancing. There will be toasts, not only to the haggis, because it is, after all, Scottish. You should always be looking at your own heritage because it tells you how you got where you are. But as far as the Scottish heritage, I would entice people to look at any other heritage. People go to an Oktoberfest, even if they're not German. The Burns Supper, even if you're not Scottish, you get an idea what the people were like, what was their music, what did they enjoy.
It's just a fun event. You don't need to be Scottish to come here. This is like the Scottish St. Paddy's Day. You come here, everyone is Scottish on Robert Burns Day.
The room is filled with Scottish culture tonight, and people from all backgrounds are having a great time. One thing we can all take away is to remember our own heritage and its importance in our lives. For EBW TV, I'm Annie Naraki.
Well, I feel like I missed out on that. I think that next
Yeah.
year I might want to be Irish for the evening.
Yeah, I try to be Irish or Scottish sometimes.
Scottish,
That's right.
sorry.
We're learning the cultures too, I guess. But sometimes I pretend I'm Scottish at some weddings. You can try to see me Highland dance.
I won't.
It's an interesting
I
sight,
can't say
I
if
think.
that's true or not, but stay tuned. We've got a lot more coming up after the break, including an interview with a very special guest who's kind of become renowned around the world. So stay tuned and we'll give you more info on who that is.
Did you know individuals over the age of 70 and a half can give directly from their IRA to a charitable organization like the Community Foundation with no income tax on the IRA distribution? The foundation has been helping donors with their charitable goals for the past 75 years. Let's increase local prosperity together. Visit the foundation's website for more details.
You've put it off long enough. Don't wait until you have a problem. Install a professional security system in your home or business right away. Dykes Security Services have been installing professional security systems for over 64 years. Call now and enjoy the peace of mind that comes when your valuables are protected. Call 810-982-5331.
Open Monday through Friday, Marysville Tire and Auto is the home of the $13.95 oil change. Before you head out on the open road, make sure your vehicle has been safely inspected by one of Marysville Tire's expert mechanics. Call 810-364-4700 to schedule your appointment.
Women's Life Insurance Society is a different kind of insurance provider. It's the life insurance you need to protect your family's financial security with the added benefit of helping those in need in your community. Choose planning ahead and giving back. Choose Women's Life.
We're back after the week off of Live and Local, so thank you for joining us.
Yeah, really good to be back with you. Thank you all for the welcomes back. Hello to Mia and Todd, also to David and Shelly, everyone else who's tuning in. It's good to start our week with the Blue Water area. So speaking of the Blue Water area, our Prowlers are the home hockey team, and this weekend they were away. So let's take a look at what happened with them. Sean, you have some info on that?
Absolutely. Well, the Prowlers began kind of Same pattern as usual with the Elmira Enforcers winning on Friday, but taking the loss on Saturday, always splitting those series, it seems like. On Friday night, the Prowlers won, and they scored twice in the first period. Zach Zolkanich and Justin Portillo both found the net, but the Enforcers found their groove, scoring a goal in both the second and third periods to tie it up. And the Prowlers and Enforcers then tied it up at 3-3, pushing the game into overtime. OT wasn't enough, though, to determine a winner, resulting in a shootout that turned in points for both teams. Larry Vartinian scored twice for the Prowlers. The last one was the winner chicken dinner, and the final score, Prowlers 4 and Enforcers 3. On Saturday night, however, penalties packed a punch for the Prowlers. Prowlers' Matt Graham scored first with just 31 seconds left in the first period, but the Enforcers gained traction during the second period that never really let up. Power plays left Prowler goalie Corey Simons vulnerable and allowed 3 goals during the third period. The Enforcers took that win 5-2.
Well, it sounds like a little bit of a rough series for them this weekend, but they do play again soon, right?
They absolutely do. They're home this weekend facing the Menor Icebreakers. The puck drops at 7:30 both Friday and Saturday nights.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a great couple of games for sure, and they do usually do well on home ice. Plus, as far as I can tell, the weather should be drier towards the end of the week, making outings a little safer than they have been the last few weekends. Today, we'll see some cloudy skies with a high near 34 degrees, and according to the radar, although the clouds will hang in there all day, we're not supposed to see any rain or snow. In fact, we should be seeing the last of the snowfall melting away. Our overnight low tonight should be right around 27. For tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll see a near repeat of today. Cloudy skies, a high near 32, and no rain or snow is expected. The low will be near 25 degrees. Wednesday's temperatures will be just about the same, a high of near 30 with cloudy skies during the morning, but we may see some sunshine later in the afternoon. Wednesday night's low will drop to 21 degrees, and the overall trend for our 3-day forecast is the humidity will continue to drop, making it feel less chilly and help us with those wet spots.
Well, I always appreciate it when you mention the sunshine in the forecast. It's definitely a good thing. It's been very cloudy lately.
It has been. It can get you down a little bit when it's so gray, but fortunately, when the sunshine does come out, it feels amazing.
Yeah, it does, and it seems like Wednesday is going to be the day to look forward to. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll hear from viral backup player and announcer Jeremy Skiba.
Yeah, this is not something you're going to want to miss.
No.
He's kind of now known all over the world, so we're going to have that exclusive with him in just a minute. We'll be right back.
In here, there's no room for nerves because we have to always be ready for whatever comes through our doors. That takes experts, the latest technology, and the ability to respond at the speed of emergencies. That's why McLaren Port Huron has trauma surgeons available 24/7 and offers the latest stroke technology and cardiology programs, giving you the care you need when you need it most. That's emergency care at McLaren Port Huron. That's doing what's best.
Welcome back to EBW TV's Live and Local. We're hoping to have, we took a break last week to kind of talk about things, hear from you, our viewers, and we're going to be incorporating more live guests and information in the show. And so today we're starting it off with a very special guest who's now become famous all over the world for an event that took place with the Prowlers just a few weeks ago. So this morning we're welcoming Jeremy Skiba to the Live and Local set. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you guys, appreciate it.
So a couple weeks ago, you were kind of called in at the last second to be a goaltender, and you're normally an announcer, but you ended up doing both, right? Tell us a little bit about what happened, how it happened.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago in Columbus, Columbus, Georgia, we went down for a 3-game set, and on Friday night we lost 9-0, and in the loss we suffered injuries to both our goalies. So we had a goalie, Kelly Curl, the Carolina color analyst, who played in the FPHL for a few seasons. We signed him, and then we needed a backup goalie. And so after the game, a few of us went out to get snacks, and our head coach, Joe Pace, was with us. And when we got back to the bus, Joe told me, he said, yeah, we're going to have to sign you as our emergency backup goalie. And so I'd always joked with Joe and assistant coach Matt Graham in the past that, yeah, like if you ever need a backup goalie or a last-minute goal or something like that, yeah, I'll sit on the bench for you. And I asked Joe about 10 times, are you serious? And each time he said yes. And this was something I knew I couldn't turn down. So I took the opportunity. And the next day at lunch, Matt had drawn up the contract. I signed it. A few guys took pictures and everything. And it was absolutely incredible.
So playing professional hockey, what has been your highest level of hockey experience?
Yeah, so
far.
Yeah, for ice hockey, I played from age 8 to 10. That's it as a forward, and then since then I played, street with some friends in the driveway with my dad, and then in college I played intramural floor hockey.
Intramural floor hockey, and have you ever played goalie?
Yeah, a backup goalie for our team, ironically, and played defense too.
And then you were about to go to the professional level.
Yeah, I know. It was a pretty big jump.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it, yeah. So
that was a big deal. Someone having maybe not the most experience
Right.
being put in as a backup goalie. But I think what became so viral was that coupled with you announcing from the bench, right? So you tell us, did you end up going in? What happened that people, all these news stations picked it up?
So on the way to the game, there's a website called Bus League Hockey. They they cover the SPHL, the FPHL, and I think a few other leagues. And they got wind that I had signed the contract. It was on the FPHL transactions page, and they started like a petition on Twitter to get me to broadcast from the bench. And so on the way to the game, Matt pulled up a tweet that, the petition tweet, and Joe immediately looked up at me and said, "Can you do it?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll do it as long as we have enough extension cords." And so when we got there, Alex Strack and I started running cords from, an outlet to the bench, fit perfectly, and I started setting everything up, and that's when I knew, we were actually going to do this.
So normally you probably want to be able to do something like that just because of the talk on the bench. So what was it like? What kind of feedback did you get?
Yeah, so, on the bench, you got the guys celebrating goals, yelling for line changes, things of that sort. And then, of course, you have the refs coming over and telling guys, penalties or things of that sort, and guys wanting things sorted out. So, it was pretty funny. It was pretty cool to, have the fans listening, experience what an actual hockey bench is like in the middle of a game. And I had no idea my headset would catch so much. After reading the Bus League article after the game, seeing everything that they wrote down that they got to listen to was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
some
awesome.
things we can't say on live.
Right, yeah.
So what's been the coolest experience, I guess, after going viral with this story?
Yeah, so it's been about 2 weeks now, I'd say, and every day we find different articles about me, whether it be from hockey sites. I've done a few interviews, including TSN 1290 radio. I was on MSG Networks, which is the channel that covers basically the Islanders, Devils, and Rangers, where I live back home. There was an article that was recently published in Finland.
Wow.
That Larry Vartiainen showed me, which was pretty cool. And I was also on Detroit 4 News. So, it's been a whirlwind. Every other day it seems like I'm getting interview requests, and it's been really
now
exciting.
This morning on Live and Local.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you'd like to add about the experience?
Yeah, it was just something that I'm glad I did. Something I'm glad the whole team got to experience, and given the opportunity, I'd love to do it again sometime. One reason why is we were a bit short-staffed, so we had a lot of room on the bench. If you see some of the pictures, but I could only imagine what a full bench would be like. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on this, exciting opportunity. Who knows who's going to call you up next, right?
Waiting for the next call.
And you're originally from New Jersey, is that correct?
I grew up in New York. My family lives in New Jersey now, so I've spent 9 years in New York and then New Jersey.
Okay.
Great. Well, we're glad to have you here in the Blue Water area, and thanks so much for joining us on Live and Local.
Thank you.
Well, we still got more coming up in the show. We'll have our moment in history and a couple other things, so stay with us. We'll be right back in about 30 seconds.
Spa 223 is the perfect way to treat family, friends, or yourself this holiday season. Our wide variety of treatments and upscale boutique offer the perfect gift and experience you won't find anywhere else. Reach us online at spa223.com or on our Facebook page.
Since 1952, EDA has been helping to grow the St. Clair County economy by attracting jobs and investment, supporting our communities, and ensuring that we have a competitive workforce. We're your partner in prosperity.
Well, great to have Jeremy on the show with us this morning. You know, something you probably wouldn't expect, but it's reached all
Right.
over the world. So glad that we could have him on Live and Local today. And today's moment in history marks the start to a well-known charity, doesn't it, Sean?
It does, and it started right here in the Blue Water area. In 1935, 85 years ago today, residents of Port Huron came together to celebrate President's birthday ball at the Hotel Harrington. Those who could not attend the party in person could donate 35 cents each and have their names placed on the telegraphic birthday card sent to President Franklin Roosevelt. The money collected at the party would then be donated to fight infantile paralysis caused by polio. And this program would later become the March of Dimes.
Wow. Always surprising to me how many things started right here in the area.
It's pretty impressive, and it proves that we've got a history of giving where the community really comes together to create a better place for everyone.
Right. Well, sometimes after you watch one of our segments, you know someone else who might be interested with the on-demand feature. You can share live and local stories and information with them anytime.
That's right. All you have to do is visit our Facebook page, website, or mobile phone app, grab the link, and share it.
Yes, and you can also tell them about Comcast Channel 6 in Port Huron, where you can watch the show at 8:30 a.m. or 4:30 p.m. every day.
And when 7 a.m. is too early, we give you options. Have a great day today, and thanks for watching. I'm Sean Hurley.
And I'm Carly Hurley, and we will be back here with you at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Have a great day. We'll see you then.